finance is no longer a new phenomenon in the financial market. Over the past decade, in the conventional finance, Islamic finance industry has become an important component in the financial market. At present, there are more than 300 instruments operating in 75 countries across the globe. So, in Malaysia, the evaluations of the finance began in 1969 with the establishment of the Pilgrimage Funds Board. In 1983, Islamic Banking Act, Government Investment Act, establishment of Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad. And in 1984, establishment of the Syarikat Takaful Malaysia Berhad (STM). In 1992, Bank Islam Malaysia was listed on the Kuala Lumpur Stock Exchange. In 1993, the conventional bank institutions were permitted to offer Islamic banking products and services on a window basis to leverage on the existing conventional infrastructure, including staff and branch network. Next, in 1994, introductions of the Islamic Interbank Money Market, Islamic Banking Research and Training Institute (IBFM) was established by BIM. In 1997, National Sharia Advisory Council established on BNN Islamic Offshore Banking Service made available in London. In 1999, Bank Muamalat Malaysia Berhad, the second Islamic bank. Next, in 2001, BIMB Venture Capital Berhad was established by BIMB, Financial Sector Master Plan on Islamic Banking and Takaful issued by BNM. In 2002, established of Islamic Financial Service Board (IFSB), Islamic Banking and Finance (IBFM) become own industry, and then own institutions. Bank Negara Malaysia (BNM) issued the guidelines, notes on sales and buyback, and also guidelines on accepted bills (ABI). In 2003, Bank Negara Malaysia introduced a standard list of generic names Islamic banking product using indicator of I affix and the end of the product of services. In 2004, Bank Negara Malaysia issued a banking license to the first wholly owned subsidiary of a conventional bank, Bumiputra Commons Bank Berhad. In 2005, tax neutrality policy was announced, and first foreign Islamic bank commenced operations. First Islamic treasury bills were launched by the government. In 2006, launch of Malaysia International Finance Centre (MIFC), and in 2007, 100% foreign equity ownership of financial institutions allowed. Further tax incentive granted under MIFC, where a 10-year tax holiday is given to banks for the transaction denominated in international currency other than Malaysia ringgit.
Next is concept of Islamic finance. Islamic finance refers to the financial system that complies with the Sharia principle. Sharia law ensures that there is no unfair transaction should be take place in the transaction, and all participants must be treated fairly in their business dealing. There are few provisions of Islamic finance. First of all is riba. Riba is any predetermined payment over and above the actual amount of the principal. Riba is prohibited because there is an element of injustice in the transaction. The monetary benefit gained by one party is not giving just a counter value to the other party. Thus, the wealth creation is concentrated in the hands of for the people, which may lead to the jeopardize of social welfare. Making money from money is also prohibited by Islamic law because money is only for the medium of exchange. Therefore, money should not create more money by means of fixed interest payment. Next is the exchange of ribawi goods, different weight and quality is also considered as goods from ribawi is gold, silver, grain, and dates. In conventional banking perspective, riba refers to the excess in prepayment with loan where they are required to borrow or to repay the lender more than the amount initially borrowed. Next, the prohibition of Islamic finance is Maisir. Maisir is still as gambling. All transactions in Islamic banking should not include and be free from the element of gambling. Gambling is a game of chance. Gambling is seen as an action where there is always enriches the one party at the expense of the other, which also known as the zero-sum game, which is illegal. It also is stated that gambling is illegal in the Quran. The third prohibition of Islamic finance is borrow. Borrow is known as uncertainty. It refers to any ambiguous or undoubtful element in the contract. Any uncertainty is not permissible to be a part of an agreement because it will jeopardize the whole agreement and it will be considered as not valid. It also, Islamic finance should be free from borrow because the borrow might lead to dispute caused by unjusted term in contract arising from misrepresentation and fraud. And lastly, the prohibition of Islamic finance is production and distribution of non-halal or unlawful goods and services. Islamic finance should not engage in any activities that is related to other unlawful non-halal like pork, alcoholic drinks, and pornography, and many more. Investment should only support practices or products that are not forbidden by the Islam. Transaction is not only applicable to the buying or selling, but also it covers all chain, which include production, transportation, and marketing, and also many more.
There are 6 major challenges to the development of Islamic financial markets. First, education and awareness. Islamic financial institution creates awareness among Muslim and non-Muslim about Islamic financial system. Potential clients should be provided transparent and accurate description of Islamic financial product being offered. Failure to create awareness lead to systemic risk for entire industry and economy. Accountability and governance of Islamic bank should be across abroad to influence international acceptability by Islamic and non-conventional investor. Second, product innovation and development. Islamic financial institutions require continuous product development to meet the needs of public and private sector and compete with non-Islamic banks. Islamic product must have salient and distinctive features for investor. Major challenge for researcher and Islamic finance product developer is they must strive within confines of Sharia principle. Third challenges is performance benchmark. International Islamic finance institution use same benchmark as used by conventional non-Islamic bank that leads for similar criticism. Islamic funds do not have any benchmark to compare their performance based on Sharia principle. Islamic financial system community should set up benchmark for evaluating performance of Islamic capital market products. Next is risk management capabilities. Islamic financial contracts have their own peculiar risk and rewards features. Islamic financial institutions have to identify, unbundle, measure, monitor, and control all specific risks. Islamic financial institutions need to have well-developed internal control system to identify any potential failure in the asset quality of Islamic banking portfolio. Fifth challenges of Islamic finance development is information technology. Information technology play a major role in development of new Islamic products or boost attractiveness of current products and strengthen enterprise risk management. Islamic financial institutions should use information technology and decision support system to capture and store long-term historical data to predict future risks and return underlying Islamic finance product portfolios. The last challenge is skilled human resource. One of major challenge is the scarcity of trained human resource. Educated, committed, and competent personnel with Islamic ethical values are needed to educate customer and general public.
Maqasid Syariah. What is Maqasid Syariah? It is the objective of Islamic law. It seeks for reason and wisdom behind the endorsement of the Syariah ruling and the secret that underlying those rulings with the aim to protect the mankind interests. It answer the questions such as why do we have to pay zakat and why riba is prohibited in Islam. The benefit of Maqasid Syariah is that it is to verify or validate resolution and ruling related to Islamic finance. It also as a source of reference for Sharia advisory in issuing fatwa, reference for the regulator and policy makers, and also for reference for the accounting and auditing organization for Islamic financial institution, Islamic financial services board, and for the financial planning sector. There are three categories of maqasid syariah, which is the necessity, the needs, and the complementary. The necessity covers the basic needs of human existence like religions and life. These needs need to be protected in order to maintain their life better. The convenience or needs is something that people require to avoid difficulties and constraints in their life. Their goal is to alleviate hardship and difficulties. The complementary refer to the interest to make human life easier and better and progress in moral and spiritual in the Muslim society. For example, like giving sadaqah.
One of the characteristics of Islamic financial contract is gratuitous, which include qardun, hibah, and waqaf. Qardun al-Hasan refer to a benevolent loan extended from one party to another party, and where the loan is free from interest or profit. The borrower is expected to pay only the principal without additional charge upon maturity of the loan. And the purpose of extending such loan is to meet requirement for socio-economic purpose of assisting the needy during time difficulty. Although the borrower is obligated to repay the lender only the principal amount, however, he can reward the lender by giving a gift or hibah to the lender, where the hibah to be given and the amount of hibah are at the discretion of the discretion of the borrower. And there are 5 features of qardun hasan, which are: first, specific amount of borrowed money; second, fixed borrowing period; third, no additional charge upon repayment; fourth, a token of appreciation called hibah can be granted of the discretion of the borrower; and lastly, the lender may appoint a guarantor to cover the loan. Second is hibah. Hibah is a gift or token of appreciation by the borrower to the lender, which usually take place when there is qardun hasan. Hibah also a voluntarily by debtor to creditor upon payment of the loan. Hibah should not be stipulated in the agreement, and it is at the discretion of the borrower. It is highly desirable, which sunat mu'akkad, that the borrower gives something in addition to the principal as a token or hibah to honor the service and assistance from the lender. And lastly is waqaf. Waqaf is an endowment or a charitable trust set up for Islamic purpose, where waqaf is a device for transferring private property to collective ownership for socially beneficial purpose. The Waqaf institution play an important role in advancing the economy and prospering the Islamic community to address the issue of poverty in Malaysia. The assets become a Waqaf in perpetually and cannot be sold or inherited by the government.